Welcome to our deep dive into the complex relationship between the U.S. and South Korea. When we think of these two nations, we often picture a formidable military and political alliance, forged in the crucible of the Korean War. But beneath this strong partnership lies a fascinating and often imbalanced trade relationship. This video will explore why South Korea has seemingly accepted trade policies that many would consider unfair. The answer lies in a dynamic of dependence, a strategic balancing act, and the quiet pressure of a powerful ally. The U.S. and South Korea share a powerful military and political alliance, a bond that has been instrumental in regional stability. However, beneath this strong partnership lies a complex and often imbalanced trade relationship. For decades, South Korea has seemingly accepted trade policies that many would consider unfair. But why? The answer lies in a dynamic of dependence, a strategic balancing act, and the quiet pressure of a powerful ally. To understand why South Korea accepted these policies, we first have to know what they were. The core of the issue often centered on tariffs and non-tariff barriers, particularly in the auto, steel, and agricultural sectors. The core of the issue often centered on tariffs and non-tariff barriers, particularly in the auto, steel, and agricultural sectors. In the auto industry, the U.S. long argued that South Korea's regulations on safety standards and fuel economy were designed as non-tariff barriers, making it difficult for American cars to enter the Korean market. A prime example of what South Korea saw as unfair was the U.S.'s use of Section 232 tariffs, which were based on national security. Under this policy, the U.S. imposed a 25% tariff on steel imports, including from South Korea. South Korea, with its sensitive agricultural sector, faced pressure to open its markets to U.S. products like beef and rice. So why did a major economic powerhouse like South Korea agree to these terms? The reason is multifaceted and goes far beyond economics. The most critical factor is the U.S.-South Korea Mutual Defense Treaty. The U.S. military presence in South Korea, a security guarantee against the constant threat from North Korea, is priceless. For decades, access to the American market was critical for South Korea's export-driven economic success. This dependence made it difficult for South Korea to stand firm against U.S. demands without risking economic blowback. In the late 1990s, during the Asian financial crisis, South Korea was forced to accept a bailout from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, a move that came with harsh conditions. These conditions included opening up the economy to foreign investors and goods, further weakening Seoul's ability to resist U.S. trade demands. Behind the scenes, South Korea's acceptance of these policies wasn't a sign of weakness, but a calculated geopolitical decision. Leaders in Seoul have always understood the delicate balance they must maintain. The trade concessions were not just about money, they were a form of tribute to their primary security partner. These concessions were not just about money, they were a form of tribute to their primary security partner, ensuring that its military alliance with the U.S. remains robust. South Korea's strategy is a form of strategic pragmatism. It concedes on certain economic points to ensure that its military alliance with the U.S. remains robust. This trade-off is seen as a small price to pay for national security and stability in a volatile region.